Hey, this is Jet from JechtSpencer.com. I'm currently in Cape Elizabeth, Maine right now, near the Portland area. And right behind me here is actually one of my old houses that I grew up in. It's been about 14 or 15 long years since I've actually been back here in this home, and it just feels kind of surreal. But what I want to talk to you today about is evolution. And not in the primitive ape-like way, but in actually changing current habits and current paradigms and current thinking patterns that you have, and transcending that and giving you a much more robust and grandiose way of looking at the world. And I think a lot of people deem success as something that they have to either be stronger or smarter than somebody else, but the reality is that the major catalyst to taking action and doing the thing that is ultimately in your heart, in your soul, your purpose in life, has a lot to do with evolving as a person. And what do I mean by that? Based on your surroundings, based on your ability to adapt to current factors, current predicaments, current challenges, whatever it is in your life that you're currently experiencing in terms of adversity, you are moving beyond that, becoming part of the environment, and then changing it as you go. And a great example of this is like a Darwinian theory, where Charles Darwin ended up on a small island and saw that over time, based on the environment, animals were actually changing over years and years and years and years and years. And those that were more adapt to change were more willing and more able to survive. Whereas those that stayed in their old paradigms, stayed in their current way of thinking, stayed in their current lifestyle, were the animals that fell. And I think a lot of people make the mistake in thinking that, oh, they're just animals, they have to adapt to survive the harsh climate, the harsh culture. We're humans, we have economies and civilizations and all these other theories of thought, whereas their entire premise of an animal is simply to survive. Well, I hate to break it to you, but we are animals, and at the base primitive instinct of a human, regardless of you're in a lavish condo in New York City or you are in stricken poverty down in Kenya, it really has to do with survival. And not just survival, but also thriving as a whole. Are you willing to adapt? Are you willing to change? Are you stuck in that paradigm? And I think the thing is that many people are like, that's not me. Well, that's just the problem that we both experience. You're saying, well, that's just not part of my identity, not part of my ego, that's not something I would do. And I think this is really something that needs to be transcended, because let's say you had a certain way of thinking where you've been poor your entire life. You're like, oh, I'm poor, I'm always gonna be poor, I'm just a poor person. But all of a sudden you inherited $1 million. Let's just say in this amazing world you inherited $1 million. Technically you're no longer a poor person anymore because you now have the money, but you still have the thinking patterns of a poor person. So in order to create that mindset shift, it can't just be this lump sum. You have to do this gradual change and understand that you are not your mind. You are much deeper than that. You have to be able to evolve as a person, evolve as a permeable entity in life. Realize you're not this lonely little island that is not affected by their environment. If you're constantly surrounded by people that create wealth, that drive a positive atmosphere, that continuously are looking for progress, you yourself are going to embody those traits. If there's anything that we can all agree on in terms of human beings, we are all sponges. We are all subject to our environment. So by surrounding yourself with the right people, evolving as a person, and creating a lifestyle that you can truly be proud of, you must be willing to change. You must be willing to look beyond the surface level of things. You don't have to be smarter. You don't have to be stronger. You just have to be willing to evolve. Once again, this is Jet from JechtSpencer.com. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and or comment. If you don't like the video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and or comment. This is Jet from JechtSpencer.com. Good fortune to you, my friend. What drives people to do things that they wouldn't consider blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's try this.